guys, it is Carl Brown for GuitarLessons365.com. Today we're going to learn how to play Ed Sheeran's Perfect. Alright, so this is in standard tuning here, and we're going to be using the capo at the first fret. Alright, so this is going to be, you're going to see him play this in different keys live, but this is what he's doing on the actual original recording here. Alright, so let's start here. We got a picking pattern we've got to get down here, a couple of them actually, where we do this little finger style stuff. Now, I'll show you little ways of making it a little bit, what Ed Sheeran does to make it a little bit easier to play for him, just to make it feel more stable. You'll probably notice I was planting my ring finger up here on the high E string. He does that a lot if you watch him, and it makes him find all the other strings easier. So we'll do that here too as well. So let's start here with this intro, not really intro, the opening vocal lines that he started with, and the first pattern that he'll play. Now, we're going to start here is the thumb is going to be hitting the bass notes, and then you're going to have your index and your middle finger always hitting the G string and the B string together. Alright, so we're going to hold this G major chord. Now, I'm saying it's a G major above the capo, so we're just comparing everything to the capo here. So what I did is I hit you want to think of it as patterns of just three. It's like 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So we're going to do 4 groups of 3 on the first chord, this G. So you're going to hit the root note first, the bass note, and then, so that's 1, and then you're going to hit the G and the B string together. Remember, you're holding a G major chord, so it's the open G and the 3rd fret there on the B string. That's 1, 2, 3. And then 1, 2, 3, just on the rest of the groups of 3 are just 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So we have this 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. All right, now he basically just changes it around the bass note. Just pick up the bottom finger there on the you have the low E open now, and what you're gonna do is just keep doing the pattern of 3 on the top, and the very first one. First group of 3 on the new chord, you're going to hit the thumb with the index in the middle. So we have 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Then move the bass note to the 3rd fret of the A string. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So we have this. Then you're going to take it to a D major chord here, and here you'll actually hit 4 strings. So you'll do that with the thumb here on the D, and then the index and middle finger still on the same 2 strings as before, but that A finger is now going to pluck the A string with the high E string with it. And what you're going to do is you're going to have, a lot of times when he plays the D chord in this song, you'll have him go to hit the D first, and then hammer on there, the 3rd fret above the capo there with your pinky on the high E string, makes it a D sus4 chord, and then come back down to the D. Then he starts over. All right. Now we change the actual pattern in the finger picking pattern for the next part. Let me play it for you real quick. Alright, so let's get that pattern down real quick. It's still 4 groups of 3. You're just going to add more of the thumb in there, so you're in that bass line a little bit of kind of pushing that bass line a little bit. So let's do it just on the opening chord. This is opening G chord again. And we're still hitting these two strings with the index and the middle finger. So what you want to do here is this. You're going to start the first group of three. The first note's going to have the thumb with it. 1, 2, 3. And then the second group of three, the last note will have the thumb with it. 1, 2, 3. So we have this. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And then the next group of three, the first note will have the thumb with it. So there's basically the last of that second group of three, the last one has a thumb with it, and the first one of the third group of three has a thumb with it. And then the rest of them, no thumb. So you might want to just feel it like 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So that's the pattern used for pretty much the remainder of the song. We'll add a little bit of strumming, light strumming later, but we have this now. Then take it to the E with the E bass line, same notes on top. Then the C again. Now instead of going to the D though, he goes to the G for half the length of the chord. Then the D. And the same thing, when you get the D, you can be using all four fingers there. And he'll do the sus sometimes in it, sometimes not. And then we're back to the same G, E minor, C, and D again. We don't go between the G there. So the second half of it looks like this. There the second time through. So that whole section there is leading into the chorus really. So we have this. First time with a G in there. And then this next one would be the chorus. Same pattern though as the previous section when it comes to the right hand. It looks like this. Alright, so the only difference was the chords changed twice as fast. So the first group of three has the E minor on it that starts first two groups of three here of the pattern. And then the second group of three on the C. And then you start the pattern, the first half of that pattern on the G. And then the second half of the pattern on the D. So it's just, if you think of this pattern as four groups of three, the first two groups are on the first chord, the second two groups of three are on the second chord. Then when you start the pattern over, it's the same thing. The first, the second, the third and fourth chord in the measure use the first half and second half of the pattern there too. So we have this. Second half of the pattern, first, second, first, second half, first. So you do that whole thing. Well, those chords go through, you go through that chord progression 4 times. All right, and then it has this cool little lick that happens after the chorus. Looks like this. All right, so now he doesn't play this live, so he could play it you know, further down here or whatever, but I'm just going to do it up here. So we're going to start here at the 11th fret there. I'm going to call it the actual fret here instead of 11 frets up in the capo because it's easier when you're up here. So the actual 11th fret on the A string, then the D string 13, and B string 13. And then we're going to move down to the 10th fret on the A. Then that 13 on the D string again with your pinky, and then your middle finger is going to play the 11th fret on the B. So we have. All right, then you're going to move down 2 frets, the 8th fret on the A string. You're going to play that, and then the 10th fret there on the D, and then 9th on the B. So we have this. Then down to the 6th fret on the A, 8 on the D, and 8 on the B. Move that down 2 frets. Kind of hold it out a little longer and then come back up. So we have this all together. It's going to pick straight across. All right. And then we go back into the same sections that we just did, same patterns. And then we get, the only new section we have after that is the solo, which happens at the 3-minute and 11-second mark. And it sounds like this. So a pretty nice little solo there. We're going to start with hammering. We're going to have the open D string. Hammer on the 2nd fret there above the capo. Same thing on the G. Then you pick that note again. Slide up to the 4th fret above the capo. Pick that note again. Then pick again. And do a quick slide back down to the 2nd fret above the capo. So we have this. Open string, back to the 2nd fret, and then you're going to do a quick slide up, back down, and pull off to the open string. So far that first phrase. Second phrase starts in the same way with the hammer-ons. So that's the same hammer-ons. And the same slide up to the 5th fret. Then pick the 5th fret. Down to 3. Slide down to 3. 0. I'm sorry, it's not 3. It's 2 above the capo. Open. Back to 2. Then slide to 5 frets above the capo. So we have this. Then back down to the kind of same thing we did, picking that 4th fret, slide down to 2, and open, and then back to the 2, open, over to 4 on the D. Now it's 4 above the capo, obviously. It's the 5th fret on the guitar. But so all together for the solo. All right, so do the same sections of the song we've already learned. The very end, there's a little variation. At the 3-minute 58-second mark, he plays this. And then back to the lick. All right, so that is just based off the C and the D, C add 9 and the D that we were doing earlier. Kind of the first pattern we did. And he does this when he goes to the D chord, he plays the 2nd fret there above the capo on the D string and into the D chord. And when he gets to the D, he does that a little sus4 move. And then we're back to the same lick we did before. He moves it back up there to the 6th fret, and then he just does this. So that's back to the regular D open chord that is the very end of the song. So D sus4, back to the D, into a G. All right, so hope you guys enjoyed it. It's a nice one. It's got some nice finger picking patterns to learn. It's a good rhythm exercise, and it's a nice song. I'll see you again soon for GuitarLessons365.com.